Well, good morning for the most part if you're watching live, or good afternoon, good evening when you check this out. Thanks for joining us. Today I'm going to talk about websites and if your practice needs a new one. So it's a unique episode and one that you can take some action steps on this. So my name is Dr. Derek Barron. I appreciate you joining us for another Marketing Insights here to take your practice to the next level. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can go over this presentation. So again, we're going to talk about 9 signs your practice needs a website or a website change or a new website ASAP. So here are the 9 spots we're going to go over. Number 1, your website takes forever to load. Number 2, your website is not accessible. Number 3, your website is not mobile optimized or mobile responsive. Number 4, the bounce rate is sky high. Number 5, you're not getting enough inquiries or calls into the practice from your site. Your brand has outgrown the existing design. Number 7, simple website edits are getting too expensive. Number 8, you're not getting found in Google search results. And number 9, it's been 5+ years since your last website redesign. So there is some truth in that if you wait too long, it's going to be a problem. Again, my name is Dr. Derek Barron. That's my bride, Terry Barron. She's a physical therapist and athletic trainer. I am a chiropractor. We are here to help private practice healthcare professionals grow and scale their practices, whether it's with marketing perspectives, whether it's with coaching. You let us know. Today, we're going to talk about, again, website stuff. So if you have any questions, just drop in your question or drop in the comment website below, and we'll get back to you and answer any of those. So one of the most common questions we hear from practices large and small is, how can I tell if my practice needs a new website? So it's a critical question because your website is the digital face or your digital business card of your practice and give you one of the best sources for accumulating more leads and driving more new patients into your practice. So there are many sides that your practice may need a website redesign, and some are more important than others. So our digital marketing strategist that we work with considers the following to be important factors for you and your practice. Number 1, your website takes forever to load. So hopefully yours isn't doing that, but page load speed is everything. Really not quite everything, but it's pretty close to everything. No one wants to wait for a website to load, whether it's on desktop or mobile, more than a few seconds. And if your website is slow, patients are more apt to lose interest, and then they're actually going to jump from your practice to a competitor's website. It's just easier for them to navigate and get what they need. But it's not just users who look at page speed. Google does too. And if your website is slow, that can drastically affect your ranking in Google search results. Number 2, your website is not accessible. Now, this could be a hurt. Most people don't know what this one is, but we've written a number of blogs on the importance of making your website WCAG accessible. An accessible website simply means your website is coded to be read by screen readers and to be used by people with various disabilities. You can read more about the specifics of the most recent website accessibility guidelines by reading the World Wide Web Consortium's WCAG 2.1 guidelines. In addition to making your website more accessible to people with disabilities, a WCAG accessible website may also prevent your practice from getting sued. If you're not sure if your website is accessible or not, WebAIM is a good place to start. Although it's not guaranteed to catch all ADA compliance issues, this free tool will give you an initial baseline of where your website stands. In order for a thorough ADA check, you have to perform a functional testing with other users with those disabilities. Number 3 would be your website is not mobile optimized or called mobile responsive. Smartphones aren't going away. In fact, people are spending more and more time on them, and more mobile searches are coming from mobile phones. And mobile searches specifically for your practice are coming from mobile devices. So as a result, practices need a website that works great on any device. That solution is recommended is called a responsive website. A responsive website is a website that can easily use on desktops, tablets, smartphones, because the content of the site automatically adjusts for size to fit for small and large screens. So what you see across your screen on your desktop will be rearranged and dropped on top of the others, or many site developers out there will just take a little, your hamburger sign, the 3 horizontal lines, and that's where your, I guess you could say your glossary of site would be. It's much better if it has the broken down where they actually go from side to side to on top of one another, just for usability. Number 4, the bounce rate is sky high. Your website's bounce rate, which you can find in your Google Analytics reports, is the percentage of visitors who land on your website and then leave without looking at any other pages on the site or really scrolling through your site. And a better way to see that is if you have eye tracking or heat mapping resources on there. So a bounce rate between 40 to 50% is generally considered a decent bounce rate, as this indicates that 50 to 60% of the people who land on your website are sticking around and diving deeper into your site. The criteria for determining what is a good bounce rate includes a number of factors. For example, your homepage versus a blog post. And one of your goals when redesigning your website is to help reduce that bounce rate. Number 5, you're not getting enough inquiries or calls, and that would be for new prospective patients or new patients coming in the door. So have you noticed your phones have been ringing less, or you're not really getting as much? Are you seeing a decrease in inquiries or leads on form submissions on your site? Or if you've got a chat widget on your site, which you should, wink, 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 you should want that, especially our Grow Bubble chat link. So go to grow, GRROBUBBLE.co, and you can see what we mean. So if you're getting a reduction in the amount of those leads coming in, there is a problem. So even if your website is getting a lot of traffic, but you're not seeing a steady increase in leads or new conversations, you may have a problem converting visitors to leads or guests into patients. So as part of your website redesign, the process, our goal would help improve the conversions on your website. Number 6, your brand has outgrown the existing design. Has your practice gone through a rebranding since your last website redesign? Did you get a new logo or a new color palette you've switched to? Your website sends a clear message about your brand identity and personality to potential patients. Make sure your brand identity isn't being stolen by a bad or simply outdated design. Number 7, simple website edits are getting too expensive. The days of needing a degree in programming or advanced HTML skills just so you could add a new page to your site or your website are long gone. Thank goodness for me, because it takes me some stuff, but content management systems are making it easier for just about anyone to manage a website and add pages, text, copy, photos on their website. Number 8, you're not getting found in Google search results. Now that would be a nightmare, especially if you were getting found and all of a sudden your numbers are starting to decrease down. So if your website isn't ranking near the top of your organic or unpaid search results for important keywords that your potential patients are typing in to find your services or asking their, Google or their Alexa device, typing in to find your services online, that could be missing out on traffic leads and possibly even new patients for you. So there's a lot that goes into performing search engine optimization, especially local SEO, but we're talking about SEO that's organic. The fundamental components of your SEO and your website can cause a noticeable shift in your rankings in the search engines and help bring more searchers to your site. And finally, number 9, it's been 5+ years since your last website redesign. So I'm sure at year 4, you want a new car. Maybe year 3 even, but for most practices, we typically recommend a website redesign every 4 to 6 years. Website design trends come and go, but many profound, long-lasting developments can take place over a course of just a few years. So depending on what your website has, you would want to make changes. We like WordPress that's out there. There's some other great WordPress designers and developers. Our staff works well. But you really want to make sure that you update your site. So again, feel free to reach out to this. I appreciate you taking your time, if you're watching live again this morning, for one of our marketing insights. But as I said, my name is Dr. Derek Brand. You are welcome to call us at that number. You can call or text me. We like to help private practice healthcare business owners find success in their practice on so many levels. So let me remove this. So again, I appreciate you taking the time. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get back to you. Terry will get back to you. The other part that you can do is also, if you're not sure and you just have a general question, just drop in the comment section below the word website. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. So again, if you are a private practice healthcare professional looking for ways to grow and scale your practice and you're just not sure, feel free to set up a consultation call. This no charge. We'll kind of show you what we think is going in the right direction for you and what you could do to push it in the right direction moving forward here at the end of 2022. Thanks again for your time. I will see you next week on another Marketing Insight.